One of our viewers recently wrote in with this question. Dr. Paul, what does it actually look like to love my kids no matter what and even if? You've heard it many times on this channel. Let's get clear about what it actually looks like in practice. I'm going to share with you 5 things you should not do and 5 things that you should. You know that your job is to love your kids no matter what and even if. How they feel is up to them, but we can really help as parents. Here are a few things that you absolutely should not do in this context. Number 1, do not say or imply that your child is bad. You know, we come by this honestly because as children we heard it all the time. Be a good boy. Don't be a bad girl. We hear it and we internalize that our behavior makes us either good or bad. And if we are bad, we are fundamentally unlovable. This is some of the child psychology, so tune into it. We don't want to imply or say that they are good or bad because that sets up a dilemma in their mind. We can appropriately respond to behavior, disruptive behavior, but we just don't want them to internalize those kinds of labels. So let's be really conscious and aware of that. Do not imply or say that your child is bad. Here's the next one. Do not lose your cool. I know, this one's a tough one. The number 1 video that's viewed on this channel, how to get your kids to listen without yelling. Why are we constantly losing our cool with our kids? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that, and we can help you with that through some of the videos here on the channel or the coaching programs that we've put together to support you. It's really important to stay calm, to keep our cool as a parent. And that's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying that's something we need to work on. Do not compare your child to others. I realize as I'm sharing these do nots with you that we all do them, and I don't want you to feel guilty or ashamed that you're doing it. Welcome to Earth. It's hard to be a parent. I think you're doing a great job. The fact that you're here tells me a lot about you. So hold on to that idea and let's continue to improve. You know, I love what Maya Angelou said about this. She said, do the best you know how to do. When you know better, do better. So thank you for being here to tune in to your job as a parent and to find ways that you can do it even better. The comparisons that we are bound to make from time to time can come across to our child as a message that they aren't good enough and they don't feel loved in that moment. I know you still love your child. Let's do everything we can to not put out comparisons of our child with other children. Here's another one. Do not use why questions, specifically in the form of why did you do that? Why can't you? Why don't you? Do you hear the feel of those questions? And it's not even really a question. Honestly, is there any way that your child can answer that to your satisfaction? Probably not. And you're not really asking why anyway. You're complaining that they did whatever it was that you're asking them why about. Why did you hit your brother? Okay, there's no answer that's going to satisfy you. What you're really saying is, I'm not happy that you hit your brother. We'll help you with the consequences that would be appropriate for something like that in other videos here on the channel. But for now, let's just focus in on staying away from those why questions. And finally, do not blame your child for how you feel. Your feelings are your responsibility. It's much too big of a burden for children to feel responsible for their parents' feelings. Phrases like, you make me so mad, you're driving me crazy. I know, I've probably said them too. But let's just notice that that's not helpful, okay? You are responsible for your feelings. Your child is not responsible for your feelings. Do not blame your child for how you feel. Look, I'm not here to beat you up. I just want to speak truth to you. There's some things that we really need to improve. Before we get into the things that you should do, I've got you. We've put together a positive parenting web class. I think you're going to find this very, very helpful. Go to the URL on the screen, drpauljenkins.com/parenting and cue that up for your homework after you finish watching this video. All right, it's hard to not do those things that I told you not to do. It's pretty easy to do the things that I'm going to invite you to do. This is what it looks like to love our children no matter what and even if. If you can do these simple things, it will help you with that job. Here's the first one. Smile. Check your face. A lot of times we carry around this grumpy, cross face, and our kids pick up on that. There's an energy to it. So pay attention particularly to your eyebrows. Okay, just smooth that out and have a nice, pleasant smile on your face. Practice it. It's going to freak your kids out if you do this consistently. But just try it. See what that changes for you in your own thinking. Do express love and specific appreciation. It's okay to say on a regular basis, hey, I love you. And with my kids, I would add the other part too. I love you no matter what and even if. And it became almost a playful banter between me and my kids. Sometimes I would tell my daughter, I love you, sweetie. And she would say, no matter what and even if? And I'm like, yeah, no matter what and even if. Go ahead and express it. I think there's a lot of families in the world that aren't as open in their expressions of actual love. And when I said specific appreciation, find something that you are specifically grateful for and mention that to them directly. Hey, thank you so much for putting your boots away when you came through the door. Really appreciate it. Okay, pick something specific so that it's not just, I really appreciate you. I mean, maybe that's okay too, but find something specific to thank them for. Do be firm and kind with the consequences. We have to use consequences as parents. You'll get that in the positive parenting class that I offered to you. And we're going to help you with what some of those appropriate consequences could be. So we've got your back on that. When you deliver the consequences, you have to be firm and kind. Don't do it in a mean way. That just makes you the enemy. When we deliver consequences, it's kind of like we're honoring our child's choice for whatever it is that they did. I know one of the families I was working with last week, this 13-year-old daughter lost her screen privileges because of how she was handling some of her school assignments. Okay, this was already set up with the parents. Instead of beating her up about it and say, well, you should do better, and yelling and screaming at her, they can be kind as they remove the screen privileges. Okay, and it has to be firm too. If your kids can get out of a consequence in an unauthorized way, it becomes an unhealthy dynamic between the child and the parent. So you have to be firm, but I want you to be kind too. Do have a lot of freebies. And freebies are things that your kids get, not because they deserve it, not because they've earned it, but simply because they're your kid. One of the moms that I was coaching really wanted to take her teenage son with her on a little outing. I think they were going to a water park or something like that. She really wanted to do that. But she was concerned because he was lacking in getting his homework done and actually turning it in. What is it with kids that they forget to turn in homework even if they've done it? I don't know. We probably need another video for that. But she was in this dilemma. He hasn't really earned it. And we had this conversation. Look, this could be a freebie. It has nothing to do with how he's doing his schoolwork. It has everything to do with you wanting to spend time with your son. And because he's your son, he gets a lot of freebies. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we should overindulge our children and put them in a position of entitlement. That can become a problem too. But I am saying, go ahead and have some freebies. They don't get to earn the family vacation. They come because they're part of the family. You with me? We can tie the consequences to other things that don't affect your ability to put together the positive family culture that you want to build. And it includes a bunch of freebies. Here's the last thing I want to encourage you to do. Send this message regularly and often. You've got this, and I've got you. Now think about what that means. You come to your children with confidence that they are smart enough and bright enough and capable enough to handle whatever it is that they're handling. You've got this. And I've got you. That's the part where you are not going to leave them on their own. You will never abandon them. You will always be there for them and with them. You don't need to solve their problems. They've got that, but you've got them. Okay? Think about that message and how you can send it. You've got this, and I've got you. I know we've covered a lot today. We'll get into more detail in that positive parenting web class. Look, it's totally free. It's my gift to you. I want to support you in doing the most important job in the world. Go to that URL, drpauljenkins.com/parenting, and we'll get you in.